you finally arrived! You were just... 1 hour too late! This is the last time, okay? Come on! Now, today we will finally cover all the legendary instruments seen throughout history, because some of these are incredibly important to know about. And you will also get a test on this in a week, so you better know your stuff. Now, let's start with the first instrument, the Ocarina of Time, a woodwind instrument that was crucial for saving the world of Hyrule in a bygone era. The Ocarina of Time's origins are unknown, since its history is only briefly spoken of in the history books. But scholars of today have come up with some interesting theories. Now, it's said that the sacred instrument has been secretly passed down for generations within the royal family of Hyrule, being kept safe from those who would exploit its powers to cause others harm. As such, it is a treasured heirloom of the royal family and will only be given to the one who will open the door of time to retrieve the Master Sword. Now, it's full of endless mysterious powers. It can serve many hidden purposes, which only a selected few can truly uncover. And in the last couple of centuries, we haven't seen it anywhere. So a lot of people think it is lost forever. Now, for years upon years, historians have been looking for it and searching for its potential origins. And at some point they had a breakthrough. They found a special mineral, which they called a time shift stone. They are magical objects that can manipulate time when struck. And when this happens, it can awaken and replenish land, technology, and way more. Everything will go back to how it used to be, sometimes even hundreds of years ago. And so, after doing some more research, they came to the conclusion that the Ocarina of Time must be made of time shift stone. It's the only material they have encountered that's able to do something like this. So it's the only thing that fits. And after more research, they found out that the hero from hundreds of years ago was able to manipulate time and other things using the ocarina, combined with special songs that allowed him to control its powers. And that's as far as they got. So be sure to write all of this down so you can prepare for the test. Alright, that was completely unnecessary. I'm here to teach you something about this wonderful world of Hyrule. Oh, so you want all of this to be more exciting? Well, give me 1 second and I might have an idea. Now, for our next instrument, we will talk about the mighty Wind Waker that's used by the hero of our era. Now, originally I wanted Link to come and show it off, but when I asked him, he looked at me for 5 seconds and walked away without saying anything, so I took that for a no. Now, while a lot of people have heard or even seen the Wind Waker, almost no one knows anything about it. Most people know that this magical conductor's baton was given to Link by the King of Red Alliance, but originally it actually had a different purpose, one that is still partially shrouded in mystery. Long ago, it was used by the King of Hyrule to conduct the sages when they played their song to call upon the gods. However, it hasn't been used for that purpose in a very long time. Nowadays, the hero uses it to change the direction of the wind, as well as call upon and borrow the power of the gods. Now, we don't know who actually made it. However, some historians have an idea of what could have happened. Now, we know that the Master Sword was made using sacred flames and blessings from the gods. This is what gave the blade power. And personally, I think this is also the case when it comes to the Wind Waker. It was specifically crafted by the sages, and then either blessed by them, or by some sort of godly artifact. And so in the end, it was able to talk to the gods in a way. It's the only thing that makes sense when you compare it to similar artifacts in the world. However, aside from that, we know very little about it. The current hero also doesn't want to show it off so we can study it. So sadly enough, we can't get beyond this point. But if you ever see him, maybe you can ask him. But I bet he will just walk away. Now, because we finished this segment, I'm going to change really quick. What? You wanted it to be more entertaining, so I'm here to create a bit of a show! Now, let's get into our last legendary instrument. During the era of the sky, before the Kingdom of Hyrule was even born, there was an instrument known as the Goddess Harp, which originally belonged to an ancestor of Princess Zelda. She used it at various temples across the land and to reawaken her memories of her life as Hylia. And eventually, according to historians, the hero of this era used it as well during his adventure to stop the Demon King demise. And he goes on to use the harp to learn various songs that will help him advance in his adventure, using it to play songs like the Ballad of Goddess to get further in his quest of obtaining the triforce. Now again, this instrument was incredibly important for the Kingdom of Hyrule. Without it, we wouldn't be sitting here. However, how was this special instrument actually created? Well, again, historians have looked into all of this and found out a couple of things. Sadly enough, we haven't seen the goddess harp in centuries. It was lost after the events of the Hero of Time. During that, it was again used by an ancestor of Zelda to help the hero in his journey to save the kingdom from evil. So, sadly enough, we aren't really able to study it thoroughly. So, they don't know everything. But one thing was certain. Just like the Ocarina of Time and the Wind Waker, it's magical in some way. And while the last two we talked about gained their powers from a special material or a godly blessing, this one is a combination of both. After they studied stories and drawings of the instrument, they noticed one thing. It was described as having a gold-like color. And there's only one type of ore that fits with that. Master Ore. The same material that the Master Sword is made from and can also increase its power. And it looks like the harp is made from the same material. There's no other one that really fits. So that could already give it some of its power. But this isn't all. They also probably blessed it in some way. And the person who did all of this must have been the goddess Hylia. It is named after her after all. And according to ancient archives from the era, she also made the Master Sword, who was known back then as the Goddess Sword. So it makes sense that she also made the harp when she forged the most important sword in the world's history. Both of these items were crucial for saving the world from Demise, who was gonna come back at some point. So it's clear to most historians that the harp and sword were made at the same time and probably out of similar materials. Alright, we've reached the end of today's lessons, so be sure... Oh, wait. Much better. Now I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and don't forget... You got a test next week on Tuesday. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to click the subscribe button and the bell, like the video, tell me in the comments what you thought about the video, and yes, I love you. Share the video, please. Help Papa Wily.